Okay, so the research question we're trying to answer is how the structure of the mitochondria affects its function.
So the first thing that we'll go into is its structure. So the structure of the mitochondria is that it's worm-shaped. It has branching networks. It has two separate membranes, which is the outer membrane and the inner membrane. And then they have their own DNA, which is basically because they are thought to originate from bacteria.
So the main function of the mitochondria is to produce chemical energy for the cell, and it acquires this energy from the oxidation of food molecules that we take in, and in turn it produces ATP for the cells, and then we all know ATP is used to power biological functions. So now we're going to talk about how the structure and function relate.
So the first thing that we'll talk about is the outer membrane. So the outer membrane contains transport proteins. So these transport proteins are very important in maintaining the electrical balance within the cell and the chemical gradient.
So next would be the inner membrane, and the inner membrane has the ETC, which is the electron transport chain, and ATP synthase. So basically the ETC is a series of electron transporters embedded in the inner membrane over here, and its main function is to shuttle electrons from NADH and FADH to molecular oxygen. In this process, protons are pumped from the mitochondrial matrix, so the inside, to the membrane space, and oxygen is reduced from water.
So next is the cristae, which its main function is to increase the surface area to volume ratio. And this is extremely important because the cristae is highly folded within the cell, and this will basically allow for more reactions to occur, so it can produce more energy for the cell.
So next we have in the inner membrane space, this creates excess of protons in order to power the ETC.
So next is a matrix, which its main function is to help with the Krebs cycle, or the Krebs cycle. The Krebs cycle is mainly to basically take the glucose that is created in the cell and break it down into ATP through multiple different processes. And the matrix contains like the appropriate enzymes and the pH in order to create this ATP. So yeah, this is the function of mitochondria.